Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. Welcome back, and thanks for another episode. Joining me for another episode of Road Life with Chris. Today, we're going to be doing some cooking. I've got some chicken thighs here, so I'm going to do some chicken thighs, a little barbecue, so I'm going to put them on the grill. And then I'm going to do some herb butter rice to kind of deal with it. So basically, that's all we're going to be doing today. Nothing too extravagant, but you know, we're hungry. We want some barbecue chicken, so we're gonna make some. But again, thanks for joining me, and don't forget, like and subscribe. Share the video if you like it. You know, help me build my subscriber base. So we'll get everything started, and we'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, folks. So I've got my chicken laid out here on this paper plate. I am going to season it here with a little bit of just head country original. Nothing too, you know, I don't want to season it too much. Truck blowing his horn, I guess somebody getting ready to back into somebody. So, but anyway, I'm going to season this. I hope the audio's okay. Truck next to me is running their reefer, or not reefer, but their APU. So I'm going to season this up real well. I've got my grill already heating up, so I don't know if you can see the smoke coming off of it or not. Make sure it's all ready to go. I'm just going to season this real quick, flip them over, because I want seasoning on both sides, because, well, nobody likes uneven seasoned food. I don't want to taste it good on one side and going, what the heck happened on the other? So we flip it over and we season both sides real well. Make sure you get all the edges. So now that's seasoned up real well. Check my grill here. Oh yeah, she's good and hot. So now I'm going to start with the skin side up. And just kind of place it all on the grill. Let it start cooking. And then cover it. I'm going to turn my heat down, so I don't want it to cook too fast, because I want it to cook all the way through and not get burnt. I don't want it burnt on the outside. I don't want anything to caramelize too much until I put the barbecue sauce on it. And then I'm going to cook it some more, let that barbecue sauce kind of caramelize and get all nice and sticky. That way it's got a really good flavor. So we're going to let that cook for a little bit, and I'll be back and check on you in a minute. Well, let's check on the chicken. All right, I'm seeing I got a few flare-ups, so I need to make sure I don't burn it. And it looks like that one's doing all right. That one's got a little bit. There's doing all right. See how it's starting to flare a little bit here and there. Turn it around. You know, some of these cheap little grills sometimes, you know, don't cook very even. So you gotta turn it around. Make sure everything gets evenly cooked. So you don't want it to cook wrong. Some of it be burnt, not tasting good. Well, I want it to taste good, so I check it and I'll turn it and cook it some more. So it's still cooking. Everything's going pretty good. It's not burning. Getting a little brown on it, a little color. So here in about another 3 to 5 minutes, I'll flip it over and cook it a little bit more. So I'll check back in with you in a little bit. Well, I think we're about ready to flip this chicken. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, you see how we're getting a little char and a little color on there? You know, see there, that one's getting a little char, a little color, so we'll go ahead and flip it over. That one's getting a little color, we'll flip it. Same with that one. That one too. That one, I wanted that one to get a little bit more color. That one's got some good color to it. Flip it over. And then let's check this one here. That one needs a little bit more color. Let's move this down. This here seems to be the hot spot right here. So we'll move this down so that way it can get a little color on it. Cover it back up. Let it cook for a few more minutes. And then we'll flip them again. So we'll see you in a few. Alright. So it's had a little bit of time to start kind of reducing. You can kind of see it's starting to change a little bit of color. So now I'm going to very carefully flip it over. Flip them all over. So I don't rub any of that barbecue sauce off. Now I've got it rolled over and we get the barbecue sauce again. Now we do the same thing to the other side. Now, of course, I'm not sponsored by Sweet Baby Ray's or anything like that. It's just what I use right now. I like Head Country myself, but again, I'm not sponsored. That's just what I like and what I got. So, same thing. You rub that barbecue sauce all around on that chicken. That way it gets all over it. Flavors the whole thing. Just keep, you know, smearing it around, make sure you cover the whole thing. You know, it ain't got to be a thick, heavy layer, just a little thin layer, because you want it to caramelize anyway. And so you keep rubbing it around and get it all over. Nick over here is getting hungry.
Checking it out, got it smelling good.
So if you have some that you didn't put enough barbecue sauce on, don't be afraid to put a little more on it. You know, just put a little dab on there and rub it around. Get everything all in there. Make sure you get it all coated good. And then once you got it all coated, then you get your lid, cover it back up. Let it cook for a little bit longer. That way it gets all nice and delicious. So we'll let that cook for a few minutes and I'll check back with you in a few. All right, so this side here has been cooking for a little bit. So we'll flip it over, see how she looks. You gotta be careful though. You don't want to lose any of that barbecue sauce. So you flip it, nice and easy. I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but it's starting to caramelize. Looking good. So we'll flip all these over here in a little bit. I may have to move that around to get some of these other ones a little bit more caramelized, because this is a cheap grill, so we get hot spots. So one thing I like to do toward the end of the cooking process is put a little bit of butter on each one, so that way it melts and kind of gets in there and adds some flavor to it and makes it and keeps it nice and juicy, so it doesn't, sorry about that truck next to me, but so that way it doesn't dry out too much. So we'll see you back in a few.